first in high definition from the station on your side. This is WAVY News 10.
We are on your side with breaking news. A searcher found the 8-year-old boy with autism missing since Sunday near Richmond alive.
We broke this story on WAVY.com and have followed developments all afternoon. We're going to check in now with my other co-anchor at 6 o'clock, Alvita Yule, who's working this story. Alvita, what's the latest?
Tom and Nicole, the Hanover County Sheriff David Hines just wrapped up a news conference. He thanked people like us, the media, for just getting the word out. He says that Robert Wood Jr. is in good condition tonight. The emergency crews flew him to VCU Medical Center. According to the Richmond Times-Dispatch, searchers found Robbie in a quarry near the North Anna Battlefield Park. This is a chopper video from the quarry just 3¼ miles from where he was last seen when he disappeared. Okay, we definitely do want to tell you that, yes, he was found alive. Robbie walked away last Sunday while visiting the park with his family, and during that 5-day period, more than 6,000 volunteers were looking for him, some coming as far away as Alaska. Sheriff Hines says it's really been a challenge, too, dealing with a special needs child, but everyone is very grateful right now that Robbie was found alive. Alvita Yule, 10 on your side.
Good news there out of Hanover County. There's a minor nor'easter in the forecast for Hampton roads. We can expect rain and some tidal flooding. Chief Meteorologist Don Slater is in the Super Doppler 10 Weather Center. Keeping busy already today, Don. What's going on?
Well, we've got the scattered light rainfall into the area. Temperatures right now are only around 48, 50 degrees. It feels like the dead of winter out there, and it's going to get worse coming up during the day for tomorrow. Now, here's where the rain is centrally located right now, and you can see a little bit of a concentration over the Williamsburg area, and we're going to see some more of this during the overnight hours, but during the day tomorrow, the rain is likely to become heavier, and we could see as much as, well, 3/4 of an inch to 1 3/4 inches of rain across parts of the area during the day tomorrow. In addition to that, our current temperatures 46, 48, 50, a little warmer into North Carolina, 52 to 55. We're going to see big swings in temperatures coming up for tomorrow. In fact, even by midnight, we'll start to warm up a bit. We're going to take you on a trip and through tomorrow and just show you the wild weather that we're going to have, even with temperatures. 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, 58, 60, 62. We could pop out at near 65 in the middle of the day tomorrow for some parts of the area, but only around 55 for areas inland. And then everybody cools on down later on in the day. And in addition to that, wind out of the east and minor tidal flooding at midnight tonight. Perhaps a little more flooding coming up tomorrow at the noon hour. You'll note how strong, much stronger the winds get into the area. So again, lots of weather coming up for tomorrow, when we'll have all kinds of details in just a few minutes.
Should school security use pepper spray on students to restore order? In Norfolk, it's happened 3 times in just over a week. Even some students say when a fight breaks out, it's nearly impossible to break it up. Then on your side's Melanie Woodrow is here now with a closer look at what security officers face. Melanie?
Tom, this goes beyond ending the fight. According to students, it often becomes a crowd control issue. With dozens of kids gathering around the fight, security guards are sometimes having to use the pepper spray just to get to the center of it. 3 schools, Lafayette Winona Middle School, Blair Middle School, and Granby High School. 3 conflicts.
Schools are based on trust. I mean, the whole world is based on trust. 3
times, security officers felt they needed pepper spray to regain control.
They were afraid. They were afraid for their own well-being.
After the last incident, Norfolk School Superintendent Dr. Richard Bentley said pepper spray is a last resort and a necessary one.
You've got a school with, let's say, 1,800 high school kids in it, and in that high school you have a certain number of faculty, 100, 150, so there's a lot more kids than there are adults.
Some parents like Julie Taft understand.
You can't manhandle the child without, okay, then it's going to be assault. So it's really a tough spot for the school to be in because they don't know how to control the students that are not obeying the rules.
Her son graduated from Granby High School a couple of years ago.
You get into a hallway that's maybe like 7 feet wide with 30 kids packing in it. You don't have a chance to get out of there.
Dr. Bentley said the fight at Lafayette Winona was over nearly as quickly as it started.
We timed it. Mike Spencer and I timed it yesterday. As a matter of fact, it was less than 10 seconds.
It's getting to it to break it up that may be more troublesome.
Pepper spray, I feel, is the only way to break up everybody who's on the fighting scene.
All it takes is one to do something, and then a whole group of them, 20 of them, they circle around and everything. So what are they supposed to do?
Well, one Norfolk parent has some ideas, and he plans to share them at an event that he's invited the superintendent to next week. We'll introduce you to him and tell you more about that coming up tonight at 6. Melanie Woodrow, 10 on your side.
An undercover sting in Virginia Beach led to a pretty explosive find. Machine guns and improvised explosive devices. ATF agents say Leonard Davis and Christopher Phillips manufactured the weapons at a gun shop on Pleasure House Road. According to court documents, they also sold them out of Davis's home on Sunstream Parkway. Today, both men faced a judge. They'll remain behind bars until a bond hearing next week. Look for the latest on this investigation tonight at 6. Suffolk police say they arrested 4 teens and an 11-year-old for participating in a gang. Last night, officers executed search warrants at several homes and recovered guns, drugs, and gang paraphernalia. Investigators say those arrested are members of the Lloyd Street gang and are responsible for several crimes, including assaulting police officers. Police also arrested a 14-year-old and charged him with larceny.
And 10 on your side is learning a little more about that drug bust Chopper 10 flew over in Newport News. It ended with an officer killing a pit bull. Now, police have charged 26-year-old Taiwana Holly with possession of marijuana. When police officers and sheriff's deputies executed that warrant at this house here on 71st Street off Warwick Boulevard yesterday afternoon, a pit bull, we are told, attacked. That's when an officer shot and killed the dog. Portsmouth police say they've taken 5 prostitutes off the streets, and here's a look at 4 of the suspects. Officers focused on the Port Norfolk and Prentice Park neighborhoods. One of these women is 36-year-old Angela Young, also charged with possession of cocaine.
We now know why 1 of 2 bear cubs rescued in Suffolk died. A necropsy found the cub had a perforated small intestine. The Department of Game and Inland Fisheries says there's a potential for injury or death from the drugs when an animal is tranquilized. 2 cubs were tranquilized earlier this month after their mother was killed by a car on Highway 58. Rehabilitators at the Wildlife Center of Virginia in Waynesboro found the cub dead in his enclosure a few days later.
Virginia Beach says it bought the London Bridge Commerce Center to protect Naval Air Station Oceana. The city said it bought that 18-acre property on London Bridge Road between Potters Road and Virginia Beach Boulevard for about $6 million. The money for the purchase comes from state funding to protect the base from development. Now, 6 years ago, the city told the Base Closure and Realignment Commission, BRAC, that it would spend $15 million a year to stop new development and roll back existing development around Oceana.
An overnight rescue gives new hope in the search for survivors in southeast Turkey. Rescuers working under floodlights pulled a 13-year-old boy alive from the rubble of a collapsed apartment building. Look at that there. The boy spent 5 days trapped in the rubble. Crews are working around the clock looking for survivors. Turkish officials say 185 people have been rescued alive since Sunday's magnitude 7.2 quake. And the earthquake killed at least 575 people. The death toll is expected to rise because of the amount of bodies trapped underneath the rubble there. More than 2,500 people are hurt. Authorities say more than 5,000 buildings are now unfit for people to live in. The weather in southeast Turkey is expected to take a turn for the worse with below freezing temperatures and rain in the forecast for the weekend. Help is pouring into the disaster zone from around the world, including here in Hampton Roads. Virginia Beach-based Operation Blessing is in Turkey providing bottled water, ready-to-eat meals, diapers, and other relief items.
Police say a group of 15 to 20 teenagers beat up a 71-year-old man. Wait till you hear who their target was.
Hundreds of new jobs are brewing in our local economy. Hear what a New England company's investment means for our area.
And a rocket launches into space. We're going to tell you what's on it and how that will help people here on Earth.
You're watching WAVY News 10 at 5 with Tom Shad, Nicole Rivas, and Super Doppler 10 Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
News Chopper 10, always on your side. Presented by CharlesBarker.com.
2, main engine start, 1, 0, and liftoff of the Delta II with the NP.
It's quite a sight. The morning sky over central California. You're looking at a Delta II rocket blasting off from Vandenberg Air Force Base. It carried a satellite that can help meteorologists forecast hurricanes and other extreme weather. Climate researchers hope to gain a better understanding of long-term climate shifts from that same satellite. And this fiery mess is a tanker truck. The explosion shut down a freeway outside Houston. Amazingly, no one was hurt. Firefighters put out the flames. Wow. And hazmat crews had to come in to clean up the fuel that leaked. The road reopened several hours later.
An important birthday for an important lady. The Statue of Liberty is 125 years old. A French sculptor designed the statue as a gift from his government to the United States in 1886.
Raymond Adrian Steffens.
A naturalization ceremony for 125 new citizens from more than 40 countries kicked off a day-long celebration. 5 new web cameras on the torch provide high-resolution views of the tablet in Lady Liberty's hands and images of the Manhattan skyline, Brooklyn, and New Jersey. How pretty is that? Thousands of visitors got a close-up look at Lady Liberty on her birthday.
It's actually quite special because I didn't really realize when I made the tickets that it was going to be this special day, so it's quite exciting.
It's just one of those things you really want to see as an American citizen.
I have not been yet. You haven't either, Tom?
I've not been there,
I'm adding
no.
it to
I've
the
seen it
bucket
many
list.
times.
Yes,
Yes.
the Statue of Liberty gets a rest starting tomorrow. The interior will be closed for a year for a $27 million renovation project. But tonight, the birthday celebration continues with 12 minutes of fireworks.
The first sight my grandfather saw in the 19th century when he came over. Redbox raised its rates. How much will it cost you this weekend to rent a movie?
And your morning cup of joe could be giving a boost to the local economy. Company that's moving down to our area and the jobs it's bringing with it.
Hot coffee, hot soup, movies, perfect for the weekend because, again, it really looks nasty. We'll have that forecast in just a couple of minutes.
Isle of Wight County is getting a jolt in our economy. Vermont-based Green Mountain Coffee Roasters, Inc. is investing $180 million and eventually bringing 800 jobs to a warehouse in the Shirley T. Holland Intermodal Park near 460 and Old Mill Road in Windsor. 10 on your side's Ava Hurdle has the story.
This will be the site of Green Mountain Coffee's Mid-Atlantic production facility. The big announcement drew dozens of civic and business leaders.
But I'm so pleased to be here today to announce that Green Mountain Coffee Roasters, Inc. Will invest $180 million here in Isle of Wight County. That means 800 new jobs for Isle of Wight County over the next 5 years.
It's an economic boost after the loss of 1,100 jobs when International Paper closed its mill 2 years ago.
International now is retooling. They've hired 200 people back with the 800 people coming to work here at Green Mountain Coffee Company. Puts us back even that we were 2 years ago.
John Wetstein, a vice president, says the coffee company supplies its beverage to places like Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts.
We were very attracted to Virginia with its business-friendly climate. We feel very good about the workforce opportunities that we can develop here.
And Opportunities, Inc. is ready to help with training and recruiting if needed.
One of the reasons this company chose this location is the skilled workforce. And International Paper, as well as the Ford plant and many areas in Hampton Roads, have great folks to work in manufacturing.
As of now, the company plans to start production in the spring. In Isle of Wight County, Ava Hurdle, 10 on your side.
The company is eligible to receive state benefits from the Virginia Enterprise Zone Program and the Virginia Department of Business Assistance.
Tropical storm Rina battered Mexico's Caribbean coast with winds and rain overnight. Rina knocked out power and trees in a resort area. It was much worse when it was out to sea, fearing a direct hit from a then Category 3. Thousands of tourists abandoned Cancun and other resort areas ahead of her arrival, but it was much a softer landing, so to speak. No reports of injuries. Some tourists returned to the beaches today. And forget Halloween. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. This is parts of New England, Massachusetts to be more exact, where snow fell, and Connecticut as well. There's more snow in the forecast this weekend. A winter storm watch is in effect for even parts of Virginia. Up to 5 inches of snow possible in higher elevations. I think we're talking about New England there.
Yeah.
Don Slater is here.
On Facebook today, you know, I'm thinking 50 degrees
Now,
today.
in high definition, your Super Doppler 10 forecast with Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
Oh, we forgot for the drums and for the man to speak.
Yeah,
Cue
he's
the
back
drums,
there.
please.
We'll keep him behind the curtain.
Virginia's part of this, though.
Yeah, Virginia is part of this. It's going to be a miserable Saturday. And the Charlottesville area is going to get snow. So is Roanoke and points westward, even toward Raleigh-Durham.
So 5 inches in parts of New England or parts of Virginia?
I think in parts of the higher elevations, yeah.
Wow.
Into the mountains, they'll get some snow on the ground on up into there. But certainly New England, they'll get 5 inches of snow. Here's what's going on for us. We could even see a little ice pellet mixed in with some of the rain tonight or during the day for tomorrow, later in the day tomorrow into tomorrow evening. But again, we're not going to get snow. It's not going to cover the ground. It's not going to do anything on the ground. It's just going to be rainy, and very, very nasty weather, as if it isn't already nasty. We've got that rainfall throughout the area, and even where it's not showing up, there's a lot of drizzle on the south side into eastern North Carolina. This is the more steady rain advancing east-northeastward through the Middle Peninsula, Northern Neck especially. It was through the Williamsburg area just 20 minutes ago, lightened up there just a bit. But again, Gloucester County pretty well enveloped in rain. Now, Rena is gone. We had this news story about that, and the circulation from Rena is down into here, and it's falling apart. But look at all this moisture from it. The leftover moisture is kind of sheared on off and is entering Florida. So that's going to move on up and kind of join the storm system that we've got coming for tomorrow. Most of that moisture from Rena will remain offshore, but really it kind of joins the whole situation. So it could add a little bit more rainfall into parts of our areas. We move on in for a closer view. There's not that much rain going on right now. Here's the big story. Saturday, it's going to be absolutely miserable. By 9 o'clock this evening, we've got some scattered light rainfall into the area, 10 to 20 mile-an-hour winds. Now, it's not likely to be enough rain to cancel football games for this evening, but dress warmly and obviously dress for the light rainfall throughout the area as well. 15 to 20 mile-an-hour winds, though, by 2 o'clock in the morning. Here's where we are at 7 o'clock in the morning. Now, kind of an interesting situation with temperatures because we could see some very, very warm air sneak eastward or sneak westward coming in off of the Atlantic just for a time in the middle of the day tomorrow along the south side, mainly right around 10 o'clock or noon. But look at the winds, 20 to 30 miles an hour. And again, on the east side of this area of rain and this little trough line right into here, that's where we could see some temperatures in the 60s. Otherwise, it'll likely be around 52, 55 degrees farther inland. It's very, very heavy rain throughout this area at 10 o'clock in the morning. Take it to the noon hour, and we are still seeing some heavy rainfall. Now the cooler air starts to move back into the area during the early afternoon. Everybody starts getting colder again by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And the pink-purple color, look at this. This will drop on down even toward the Williamsburg area. You may see a flake or two of snow mixed in with that rain. It's not going to amount to anything. And then for Sunday, lots of sunshine. And with that sunshine, it'll warm back up just a tad. But again, Saturday looks just nasty. Here's what's going on right now. We'll skip over that part and show you what's going on into the area right now. Drizzle, it's around 45 to 50 degrees. Our high today, when was that? Well, that was at midnight. We dropped from 72 at 10 o'clock to 57 degrees by midnight. So again, very, very chilly throughout the entire area for right now. And we'll actually see our temperatures rise just a tad during the overnight hours. It'll warm on up to only around 50 degrees, but we can see temperatures just all over the place for tomorrow. It's going to be windy, it's going to be rainy, 55 for some folks inland, 65 for some folks along the south side, and everybody clears off for Sunday.
Now is the time of year when those debit and credit cards get a workout with holiday purchases, but new research may make you take extra precautions. 10 is on your side with ways you can protect your money and personal information while you shop.
And a frightening morning for employees at a local Burger King. You're looking at it right there. A man robs them, and it was all caught on tape. Next at 5:30, you're going to see the latest on the search for the gunman.
79% of businesses are storing customer information when they don't need it.
If you're not protected, it's not protected, it's not secure, and that's according to a new study by Verizon Business. As the holiday shopping season approaches, we're on your side to protect you from identity theft or credit card fraud. First, keep an eye on the person swiping the card. Not everyone's trying to steal your information, but there are people who will try to copy it with those extra swipes.
Also, when shopping online, be careful about storing your billing information.
Don't mark that little check box that says to store it for future purchases. You don't want that organization, that business, that internet website to hold any of that information.
Finally, review your billing statements several times a week to see if any unknown charges pop up.
And if you notice one, contact your bank or credit card company immediately. You could be a victim of fraud. Redbox says it raised the cost of rentals. It used to cost you $1 to pick up a DVD at the kiosk. Now it'll cost you $1.20. Redbox says it's not charging more for Blu-ray movies and video game rentals.
Hampton Roads has a new multi-millionaire. How a wish paid off for a Suffolk man and what he plans to do with that new fortune.
And if you use a BlackBerry, you might soon find yourself with some more money. Still ahead at 5:30, 10 on your side has details of a lawsuit that could net you some extra cash.
Want to have some fun and still have funds for the weekend? Then come on down to Fridays and for just $10, get an entree like our Parmesan crusted chicken and either an appetizer or dessert to go with it. So what are you waiting for? Because in here, it's always Friday.
Next entertainment tonight, a New Jersey housewife goes from this to this in a 400-pound fat suit. Then why the cops showed up at Dog the Bounty Hunter's house to check on his grandson. Next ET.
Friday at 7 on WAVY TV 10. WAVY Traffic Jam Cams, presented by Tysinger Honda. World-class service since 1926.
Now that's a big deal.
It's Nissan's big deal. Save big. For a limited time, get 0% financing on our most popular models. Lease Ultima, $179. Or Maxima, $299. Visit ChooseNissan.com. Test drive at your local Nissan dealer today. Hurry, the big deals won't last.
The Republican Party of Virginia sponsored this ad.
Virginians want more jobs and economic opportunities, but State Senator John Miller would rather go in the wrong direction. Miller voted against Governor McDonnell's plans to grow our economy and create jobs. Miller sponsored a $1 billion tax increase, which included higher gas taxes, a vehicle sales tax, and an increase in the sales tax, a real jobs killer. John Miller, higher taxes, fewer jobs, the wrong direction.
Want to have some fun and still have funds for the weekend? Then come on down to Fridays and for just $10, get an entree like our Parmesan crusted chicken and either an appetizer or dessert to go with it. So what are you waiting for? Because in here, it's always Friday.
I'm Rick Morris, candidate for Virginia House of Delegates, and my campaign sponsored this ad.
In this economy, we are hurting. But what is career politician Bill Barlow doing? Barlow supported a higher gasoline tax and tolls on area roads. Barlow even voted for a $1 billion tax increase, which increased real estate and sales taxes. Worse, this year alone, Barlow voted against cutting government spending 13 times. Barlow and Obama, records that cost us too much.
A man from Suffolk threw a penny in a fountain and wished to win the Virginia lottery. How original. Well, he later bought a pair of scratch-off tickets, and one of them was a $5 million winner. Way to go, Tony Nozar. He bought the ticket for Virginia's $5 million club at the 7-Eleven on Portsmouth Boulevard in Chesapeake, and today that's where he claimed his prize. Nozar will receive the money in 25 annual payments. You can see that sly look he has. The single dad says he's still in shock.
This is unbelievable, like really helpful, and finally I think our prayers were answered.
I guess they would be. The self-employed delivery driver hopes to use those winnings to buy a house, a car for himself, and a car for his son. Stay with us. WAVY News 10 at 5:30 starts right now.